What specific security vulnerability does the proposed method address in language models? And why is this issue particularly concerning given the context of advanced language models like ChatGPT?
The proposed method addresses the security vulnerability of adversarial prompts that can hijack language models, allowing malicious users to bypass safety measures and generate harmful content, such as misinformation. This issue is particularly concerning in the context of advanced language models like ChatGPT because these models are increasingly integrated into real-world applications, potentially enabling them to assist in dangerous activities, including the development of biological weapons. The paper highlights that while larger models tend to show some resistance to attacks, the effectiveness of adversarial training significantly enhances their robustness, suggesting that without dedicated safety efforts, the risks associated with these vulnerabilities could escalate as models become more capable. Furthermore, the findings indicate that the transfer of robustness across different attack methods is more pronounced in larger models, emphasizing the need for scaling and adversarial training to mitigate these vulnerabilities effectively. Thus, the combination of advanced capabilities and the potential for exploitation underscores the urgency of addressing these security concerns.
How does the proposed method work? Please illustrate the step-by-step approach you followed, particularly in terms of adversarial training and model evaluation. Include details about the types of attacks used.
The proposed method involves a systematic approach to adversarial training and evaluation of language models, specifically the Pythia models ranging from 6M to 12B parameters. First, we initialize the training dataset with 2,000 clean examples and then iteratively train the model on this dataset. After each training round, we evaluate the model using adversarial attacks, specifically the greedy coordinate gradient (GCG) attack and a random token baseline (random token), which appends adversarial suffixes to the input prompts. Successful attack examples are then added to the training dataset, and this train attack add loop is repeated for up to 30 rounds. Throughout this process, we monitor the model's performance on a held-out attacked validation dataset to assess the effectiveness of the adversarial training in improving robustness against the attacks.
What are the practical benefits of the proposed method compared to existing defenses against adversarial prompts in language models?
The proposed method of adversarial training demonstrates significant practical benefits over existing defenses against adversarial prompts in language models. Firstly, it shows a clearer scaling trend in robustness, where larger models trained adversarially gain robustness more quickly and converge to higher levels of robustness compared to smaller models. This is particularly evident in the experiments where larger models exhibit better performance against stronger attacks, indicating that model size is a strong predictor of robustness when explicitly optimized for it. Additionally, the method allows for robustness transfer, where adversarial training on one attack can provide protection against similar attacks, especially in models with over 100 million parameters, which outperform undefended models significantly. In contrast, simpler defenses like perplexity filtering and paraphrasing are easily bypassed by sophisticated attacks, highlighting the superior effectiveness of adversarial training in enhancing model resilience against a variety of adversarial threats.
Describe the experimental design you employed to validate the efficacy of your method. What metrics did you use to assess the performance against adversarial attacks?
To validate the efficacy of our method, we employed an experimental design that involved testing the Pythia model family, which ranges from 14M to 12B parameters, in a binary classification setting. We specifically measured robustness by calculating the attack success rate, defined as the proportion of examples correctly classified by the model before an attack that were incorrectly classified afterward. Our experiments included fine-tuning the models on clean data and then evaluating their performance against two types of adversarial attacks: a random token baseline and the state-of-the-art greedy coordinate gradient (GCG) attack. Additionally, we conducted adversarial training by iteratively training the models on a dataset that included both clean and adversarial examples, allowing us to assess how model size impacts robustness against these attacks. The results indicated that larger models not only gained robustness more quickly, but also converged to be more robust than smaller models, highlighting the importance of model size in enhancing adversarial resilience.
What specific results did your experiments yield regarding the scaling trends of model robustness? Can you quantify the improvements observed across the different model sizes?
Our experiments revealed that larger Pythia models exhibit a clearer trend in adversarial robustness, particularly when adversarially trained. Specifically, we found that larger models not only gain robustness more quickly, but also converge to a higher level of robustness compared to smaller models. For instance, models with over 100 million parameters demonstrated strong transfer behavior, with the attack success rate dropping below 25% after just 4 rounds of adversarial training against the GCG attack. In contrast, models with fewer than 100 million parameters struggled to achieve similar robustness, maintaining an attack success rate near 70% even after 10 rounds of training. This indicates that scaling up model size significantly enhances the effectiveness of adversarial training and the overall robustness of language models against attacks.
What are some limitations of your proposed method in terms of model scalability, attack transferability, or computational resources required for training and evaluation?
One limitation of our proposed method is that while larger models generally exhibit improved robustness, the relationship is not straightforward, as model size alone does not account for all variability in attack success rates, page 4. Additionally, the transfer of robustness across different attack methods is inconsistent. Models with fewer than 100 million parameters struggle to transfer their robustness effectively, indicating that smaller models may not benefit as much from adversarial training, page 6. Furthermore, the adversarial training process requires significant computational resources, as it involves iteratively training on both clean and adversarial examples, which can be resource-intensive, page 5. The empirical results suggest that while adversarial training can enhance robustness, the effectiveness of this training diminishes for smaller models, limiting scalability, page 5. Lastly, the variability introduced by pre-training checkpoints and random seeds can significantly affect model robustness, complicating the scalability of our approach, page 4.